Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that if you're returning. How are you today? Did anybody watch the Super Bowl last night? Me either. But I did watch the halftime, the video. Brought me back to high school, no kidding. So anyway, if you haven't signed up for our newsletter yet, please do so. All the information you're going to need is in the description box below, okay? With my email address, Trish's email address. And we brought on Awakening Warrior to our team now, and he is building the newsletter for us because Trish's laptop went kaput. So, so he's helping us build the newsletter from now on. So I'm so happy and excited to have him on the ABG team. This is awesome. It really is. Because let me tell you, when it comes to his tips and tricks for prepping, no one, he is just the bomb.com. No kidding. So speaking of the newsletter, if there is anything that you want us to put into the newsletter, okay, email me, okay? My email, like I said, is in the description box below, okay? If you have a pet that you want to put into the newsletter that you want to be highlighted, a veteran, okay, or a first responder, or anything like that, recipes, prepping tips and tricks, listen, email me, okay? I am here, all right? And it will be put into the newsletter. If not February's newsletter, then March, April, May, June, July, okay? You get it? So, with that being said, grab your coffee. Maybe a snack of some kind. And let's get into it. So, the first thing that I'm going to do is I received this amazing email, okay? And I was blown away. I was blown away. And she, she said, I just wanted to send you some thoughts that you can share with your viewers. Some background on me, okay? She said, I'm a 45-year-old wife and mother of 3. I'm an ordained clergy and a certified herbalist. I have been a truther for over a decade. That's awesome. We also have an herbalist in our family here, okay? Stephanie Jo Roundtree. Love you, baby. She puts in her stuff in the newsletter every single month, okay? So she said, what people don't understand is we are in the next depression now. And she's right. She is dead on right. She's so accurate. People have not figured it out yet because the news has not told them we are. And that's the problem. So many people are so fixated on CNN, MSNBC, even Fox News. Well, Fox News, they're on the other end of the spectrum, from CNN, MSNBC, and all like the left. All right, I'm just going to put it out there, the left. So she goes on to say, also, most people don't say it because the government programs like food stamps, etc. Also, people don't realize that this is a global depression. Yes. Okay. She said, in my opinion, this is why potato is pushing so hard that Russia is going to attack the Ukraine. They need something to blame for the stock market crash. Also, war is going to benefit profit for business for tongue tie right on. Also, war is good business for profit. And yeah, we've known that all along. Okay, what's the one way that a country makes money? War, right? So then she goes on to say, over the last 2 years, we have heard about so many businesses closing, and we have, okay? Just your local family-owned pizzeria, okay? Your mom and pop 5 and dime, okay? That they're closed. or they are closing, or they're about to close because they just can't do it. They can't. So she goes on to say, so many people are losing their jobs and so many losing their homes. It gets mentioned for a moment, then it's out of sight, out of mind. Exactly. Why? Shiny object. Shiny object. How many times do we have to say this? Shiny object. They don't want to dwell on it because oh Lord. Yeah. I am so much in agreement with her. They never want to dwell on it. MSM, they never want to dwell on what's really going on here. And Potato, he's the biggest shiny object. He's like the orb that, the huge silver orb that's going with his dementia. So, then she said, people live in their own bubbles. Oh, do they really? I have seriously had serious conversations with a lot of you who have said to me, I just can't get through to my family members. It's like they're in their own bubble. And I have said, how many times? Let that bubble pop. And then when they're literally out there stranded and starving, don't dare come knocking on that door. Why? Because I have warned you, I have told you, and you didn't want to listen. Why? Shiny object, potato. So, then she goes on to say, their own version of reality, right? Because they're almost like they're living in meta, right? She said they have no idea the scope of people struggling if they are not the one that has to struggle. Exactly. So she said, it's very important that your viewers realize this situation for what it is. We all do. It's just that a lot of us feel like we don't have a voice. So you come to me because I am your voice and I will scream it from the mountaintops. I don't care. Your voice will be heard. If not through me, through another YouTuber like Angry Prepper or Pinball or whoever. Okay, we will yell. We will scream just so your voice can be heard. All right? So then she goes on to say, we are never going back to normal. We are entering into something new. The Great Depression lasted for about 12 years. Yes, it did. 12 years. Let that sink in. 12 years. 12. Okay? We have no way of knowing how long this will last. No, we don't know how long it's going to last. We don't. And then she goes on to say, and we need to learn how to live in this new world that we are in. And that, I think, is going to be difficult for a lot of us. But that's just me saying that, okay? Then she goes on to say, that involves researching how our families will survive the last depression. Exactly. That's why I did that whole series on the Great Depression, okay? We need to learn how to forage and hunt, how to garden. We need to research the foods that have sustained the human race throughout history. Yes! We have come to terms with eating to live and not living to eat. As in eating things we don't care for instead of steak and lobster, etc. Those of us who can't adapt are going to have a very tough road ahead. Exactly. That's why when I have said this, I don't know how many times, get back to basics in the kitchen. Okay. Even if you, I know it's a bitch. So excuse me for my language, but it is, to cook from scratch and to get out all of the ingredients, and you're doing everything by hand, and you're not just opening a box or I get it. Believe me, but I have gone back to cooking with basics. I really have. And I'll tell you, the food tastes better. It fills you up faster. And you're not scrounging for a snack at midnight. Okay? Unless you're a chocoholic like me, that one piece of Dove is not going to hurt. But anyway, she goes on to say, people also have to learn how to preserve foods again. Yes. Canning, dehydrating, using the freeze dryer. Okay. Whatever the case may be, however you want to do it, learn how to preserve your food. Okay. Mylar bags with oxygen absorber packs. Okay. However you learn, however you want to learn it. Okay. Most people think we just need enough food for winter, and that's not accurate. No, it's not just for winter. It's for the next couple of years. Okay. I shouldn't even say couple. I should say for the rest of our lives. You need enough food to last to the next harvest, and then you could start all over again. Right. And that's for people who can have gardens. But a lot of us, we live in apartments, and we can't have gardens, or if we do, it's like a bucket garden, okay? And there's not enough tomatoes and cucumbers and squash that you can possibly grow. You know what I mean? So this is why prepping non-perishables is so important, okay? We have to get back to making food from scratch. Yeah, I just said that. You know, I mean, it's just, have you ever made pasta from scratch? See, I grew up with that. My grandparents, okay? Prepping things the night before, like beans that need to soak in water. Start having bread in every single meal again. Yeah, I have a bread maker, but I don't make, we don't have bread every single night, but what I do make every single night is biscuits. From scratch, biscuits. Okay? And that fills you up. It really does. Because they're so thick and fluffy and yummy. You know what I mean? Especially when they're warm right out of the oven and you put like some kind of a butter or spread on them. Oh, yeah. So then she goes on to say, look into ancient grains like amaranth, and that's AMARANTH. You need to eat the leaves and the grain from it. The leaves are more nutritious than kale, and you can use the grain for flatbread, cereal, feed the chickens, and instead of killing dandelions, eat them and stuff like that. Yeah, she's right. And most greens, if you're not aware, like kale, mustard greens, okay, escarole, okay, it's very, very high, very, very rich in vitamin K, okay? We need to be repairing our clothes and stop being a throwaway society. Yeah, needle and thread. It's not that hard. Just go along the hem or the seam that's already there. Stitch, stitch, stitch. That's it, okay? Start buying tools, preferably tools that don't require electricity. For example, like a noodle machine, like the hand crank pasta. I've got one. Found it at Goodwill for like $20 years ago, okay? And then learn how to use them. Also, everyone needs to have oil lamps again. We have them for hurricane season. They're cheap. You can get them at Walmart, okay? And then learn how to use them safely. Exactly, especially if you have little ones or pets, okay? Start training yourself now to have the heat lower and more layers on to keep warm. Exactly. We've had, okay, here's an example. We've had hard freezes here just over the past week, okay? And honestly, I don't turn the heat on. I've never once turned the heat on in this house. I don't feel the need. If you're cold, put your robe on. Put on socks, sweatpants, a sweatshirt, a hoodie, whatever. There's no need. Okay? If you have a fireplace, use that. All right? She said, start using oil lamps for light when you can. And find ways to save money now and buy silver with it, so you can pay your mortgage later when the stock market has crashed. Yeah, and who else said that? Trish. Okay. Start having long walks with your kids and long talks with your kids about what's coming. Watch movies about the Great Depression. Yeah. If you haven't already, get them to understand the difference between a want and a need. Yes. Yes. No more name brand clothes, etc. We've never been a name brand family ever. I could care less, honestly. She said, we all have to adjust our priorities and our view of reality. This mess is just getting started, in my opinion. Everyone should have their own physical copies of Foxfire books as a starting point of living the old ways. I will also include some YouTube channels that everybody should study. Okay. Amazing woman who lived through the Depression. Oh, yes, Clara. I love Clara and her cooking videos. And she said, then this channel is about the 18th century and how people lived and cooked back then. Okay, so those links will be in the description box below. Thank you. Thank you, Reverend, for sending me this email. It was beautiful. It was enlightening, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Okay? So now on to this. Oh. There are some other links that I'm going to leave, okay, in the description box below, because these links I feel are extremely important, okay? So now onto this, okay? She said, hello, I'm new to your channel and I feel like I'm with my people. Yes, you are, honey. You are. You are a part of this community. Hello and welcome. She said, I don't comment due to my job working for a government. Okay. Yeah. I live in Melbourne, Florida. Oh, okay. I used to have family that lived in Melbourne. She said, I've been prepping for years, and I grew up in northern Illinois on a farm in a small town. I hated canning and all the stuff on the farm, but I'm so thankful every day. My mom taught me so much, but unfortunately, we lost my mom a year ago and all her knowledge. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. I wanted to let you know our area across the state of Melbourne, Florida, we have a pretty good stock. Sam's, Winn-Dixie, Aldi, etc. all had meat yesterday. Oh. Normal things missing like juice and weird things. I went to Sam's and stocked up on meat, and Winn-Dixie had 80/20 ground beef on sale for the weekend for $3.49, so I grabbed several packages. Here is some info I want to share, okay? She said, 1, I also saw the Sam's canned chicken price. Yeah, it's one price on the rafter, and then when you go and you ring it up, it's more money. She said, I've been finding Target has some of the best prices. Yes, they do. Yes, they do, especially if you have their Target app and you can get the in-store coupons that only Target has. You save a lot of money. And plus, you can also use those coupons on their clearance items too. So she said, I have been figuring out the best price per ounce between Target, Sam's, and Walmart. Publix, who knows, can't afford that price anymore. No, Publix is like your high end. It's way too expensive. Way too expensive. Sometimes you can find okay prices, but not that often. She said, number 2, Target has frozen veggies cheaper than anyone. I have been dehydrating for a couple of weeks and I have no more room in my small house and two teens that are busting at the seams. So dehydrating it is. Hubby is not a prepper. So I do all of this on my own and hope he doesn't snap. Well, guess what? I'll say to you, like I said to my own husband, okay? Because at first he was a little about it. And I said, listen, I said, when the shite hits the fan and everyone else around us is starving because they didn't want to listen, and you are here, sitting here at this dining room table, and you're eating every single night delicious food, you're going to be saying this same thing then? No. Okay then. Shut it. Okay? Believe me, I was on my own first too. And then he started to see. Okay? She said, number 3, Walmart online with free shipping has canned diced ham. Yes, I buy that myself. You can get it for less than $1 a can, and it is less than singles. Yes, I buy that too. She said, number 4, I dehydrated fresh spinach, and it turned out great. Oh, I did the frozen, but I'm much happier with the fresh. Huge container from Sam's. Going to make vegetable powder to add to sauces and cooking with for extra vitamins. Oh, I like that idea. Okay. She said, number 5, I went to Gordon's, a small type of Sam's store, found 5-pound bag of frozen pre-cooked sliced Italian sausage. Nice. I broke the bag down and put it in vacuum seal bags. They also had ground sausage pre-cooked. I think it's for pizzas. I can't buy any more. My freezer is so full to the rim. Yeah, so is mine. So that was a really awesome email. Thank you, sweetheart. I really appreciate that. Okay. And then this came from our favorite cupcake girl. Okay. She said, one of the best advice I got from a single lady prepper was to put really used and big size steel toe boots, or better yet, military boots, outside your front and back doors. I got a few of those. That lets someone might be thinking about breaking in, know that there's a man in the house, a very large man, and one who knows combat. I like that idea. Andrew's got, from being in boot camp, we have his boots. We have like 3 pairs. He wears 1 pair because of work. And then he's got 2 extra pairs. I like that idea a lot. Thank you. And then she goes on to say, and please let our like-minded people get to the dentist, as it should be part of our readiness. Yes, dentist, eyes, okay? Get those new eyeglasses as soon as you can, okay, please. She said, my dentist just let me know that they use a lot of distilled water for their equipment, and there's not enough distilled water to disinfect their tools. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. That's really awesome information. It really truly is. And then this email, I was like, oh wow, this is really cool. So we have a subscriber, and she's in South Africa. I am amazed, and that my videos have reached that far, and I think it's beautiful. She said, Sawubona, Sawubona. She said that's hello in Zulu. Hello. I love that. She said, you crazy, lovely lady. Oh, well, thank you, honey. You're lovely. She said, I'm from South Africa, and I've been following your channel for months now. I have reached a point where I watch it just so I can be entertained by what comes out of your mouth. I love it. She said, I'm a new prepper, and it looks like our stores are a few weeks, maybe a month behind yours. As you can imagine, the prices of things have gone up for us as well as shelves emptying. I will attach some pics I took yesterday from our most expensive chain grocery store. Unlike the US, we don't have many independent stores in general. Most of them are chains. With everything going on in the world now, we can see why. Control, she said in capital letters. We have also been told nothing about shortages, with everything just being blamed on riots we had last July. A friend spoke to a neighbor who is a truck driver and picks things up from our harbor. He said workers who offload cargo are getting sent home and told there is no work for them. I hope the South Africans watching your show hear what I am saying. We are a passive nation that only responds seconds before shite hits the fan, unfortunately. Thank you for all you do, and may the Lord be with you. Oh, thank you. Thank you, my beautiful woman. I love you. I love you. This was amazing. Oh, my goodness. And she did send some pictures. So these are the pictures that I'm going to put in. Okay, and these are the only pictures I'm going to put in this video. Tuesday and Wednesday video will be, catching up on a lot. But these are from South Africa. She said, whole candy section empty. Pet food very slim. Water, crockery missing, and home items like pillows, etc. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, so here are the pictures, and that's all for this video, guys. I will see you in the next one. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping. And as always, fearless. Ciao.